It works. Good morning. Where do I even start this video? You guys are probably wondering why I went completely MIA on YouTube. It's kind of a long story. A lot has happened. But basically the short, quick version is that life got pretty busy. It turns out when you have two kids, you lose the time to do all of the editing required to make the videos that I was making at the time. So now you're probably wondering what I got the camera back going for. Well, the plan is to try to make more YouTube videos. So now the plan is to just change the video style a little bit. They're going to be kind of more of a choppy vlog style. And so in the near future, the videos are going to be geared more towards lobster fishing content compared to back when I was making YouTube videos. They're going to be kind of longer versions of my TikTok videos. If you guys haven't seen my TikTok videos, they're kind of geared toward educating behind the scenes of the lobster fishery, challenges we're facing in today's world, some cool catches. Anyway, obviously I gotta get back to work. Time is money, let's go. RJ's cleaning the rope up. Supposed to be Keith's job, but he's taking a break. The ropes grow grass on them, so we gotta cook them occasionally. Coil them up, throw them in a tank of hot water. The water's heated by the coolant out of the motor. So we follow a lot of regulations to keep the population sustainable. One of many things that we do is we notch the tails of the breeding females. You can see this is an egger. She's a female lobster, currently full of eggs. It's estimated there's roughly 10,000 eggs per pound of lobster. So this is like close to a 2-pound lobster, 1.5 pounds. So she's got around 15,000 eggs on her. And not all the females can produce eggs. So it's important that we keep track of the ones that do. And to keep track of them, we notch their tails. This way, if she's caught down the road when she doesn't have eggs, the fishermen know that she's a breeder and she can't be kept. Like on a farm, you don't want to harvest your breeders. So this is a way of ensuring that they stay in the ocean and keep the population sustainable. This is one that doesn't have eggs that somebody has notched in the past. So even though she doesn't have eggs, we still can't keep her. The target species for the day are these bad bammer jammers right here. Small lobster, about 1.5 pounds. These are the best eating lobsters on the planet. Recently shed. You can see the claws are real orange. On a hard shell, they're real black. The meat's not nearly as sweet. These are the best eating lobsters. This is what we're after. We ain't getting paid nothing for them, but we're out here anyway, grinding away. Just to give you a quick sense of how many punch tails we get, I'm gonna haul this trap up. We haven't hauled it yet. We haven't seen what's in it. Just to give you a sense of what an unopened trap looks like. And sometimes we catch tons and tons of punch tails. Sometimes we're not catching quite as many. Right now we're not getting quite as many punch tails, but there are times where we catch over 1,000 punch tails in a day. So we got some Jonah crabs. We don't have much of a market for these, so we just let them go. There's 1 punch tail, 2 punch tails, 3, 4. Well, said we're not catching many, but this whole trap was punch tails. Promise you that was not staged. What was that, like 7 punch tails? There's a keeper. Maybe a keeper. Maybe a keeper. Another punch tail, like 8, 9 punch tails out of that trap. That is a lot. They don't all have 8 or 9, but there's tons of punch tails in the ocean. It's basically created a big farm out here. We're letting the breeders go. We're feeding them the bait out of the traps. So the shorts and the breeders and the oversized, we can't keep the oversized too. So they all get to climb in the traps and eat for free. And we only keep a small slot. camera. Tail's half white, half normal. It goes up its back, full of eggs.
I ain't caught a white one yet.
And it's a punch tail. We just caught probably the coolest lobster I've ever caught. It's half white and half normal colored. It's split perfectly 50-50 right down its back. Once it gets up to the top of its back, you can see it kind of veers off the line, but all the way down the tail is perfectly centered, and even the bottom flipper is also split. Really cool. It's also an egger. She has eggs, so hopefully she'll grow some white babies. Somebody already notched her at one point in the past. This is up there with, this is probably the coolest lobster I've ever caught. I caught a blue one time, but this one probably beats that. We're gonna give her a snack, send her on her way. Hopefully she'll make some cool looking babies. There she goes. So you heard me talking about the oversized also being protected earlier. Here's a good example of one. This is a big lobster. This is about as big as we can catch. This is about as big as will fit in our traps because their heads are too small. We have a measure. We measure from the eye socket down to the back of the shell. And if it stays up on the back, you can see that one is clearly way oversized. Then they're protected. These are the best at breeding. Once they get over 5 inches, you know, they're prime breeders over 5 inches. It's estimated that they're roughly 7 years old to a pound, so it's pretty mind-blowing to think about it. This lobster is probably 10-ish pounds, so 70 years old, maybe 80 years old. We just found a key zip-tied to our buoy. Little backstory for you. There's been a little gig war going on. You can go over to the TikTok and find it. But long story short, we got pranked. So we got our revenge by using a bunch of padlocks and padlocking his traps together. He ended up getting his unlocked and getting it all cleared out, but we just grafted this buoy and there's a key on it. So we're assuming that something's happened here. First trap's free and clear. 2 traps are good.
That's the last one.
3 traps. Still nothing. Okay, well, I don't know. Trap number 4, there's only 1 left. If he did anything, it's gotta be on that one. I don't know. I don't know if it was just to play a mind trick on us or what, but if his plan was just to get in our head, it worked. Because now we're stressed right out. Completely ruined the rest of the day. So we just finished up, we're hauling the last 5 traps. These 5 traps are dedicated to TikTok. They're 5 traps that we set for TikTok. We haul them frequently to see if we catch anything cool, and we actually give the profits away to viewers that follow along on TikTok. We might end up switching this over to YouTube. Not really sure yet, but you can watch along and see what it looks like. For you 5, haul number 12. Egger, she got an old punch, and we'll freshen it up. I'll come on the second one. Jump. Shot 3. There's a cunner. C-U-N-N-E-R. Jump. Shot 4. There's the light. There's a big one in there. I think he's gonna be close. I think he's legal. The measure doesn't stay up on the back, so it's legal to keep. That's close to as big as we're allowed to keep. About a 4-pounder. What's the price? Around $3.50, so like 15 bucks. We didn't get many, but the one we got was a good one. The rest of those are short. Last trap. Lots of shorts. Nice keeper. Number 2. That one might make it. Number 3. So we just finished up. We're headed in. We're cleaning the boat up. We got a little ride in. Hopefully this all worked out good. Hopefully the editing process isn't too bad. I'm about ready to start editing it. I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple, pretty straightforward, as I said before. Hopefully it's still pretty entertaining and educational for you guys. But other than that, thank you for sticking around to the end. If you're excited to see more stuff like this, subscribe, hit that bell. We'll be back with another one soon.